I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Sparky.
And Salty.
Oh, you got a little singy in there.
And Chip.
And Salty.
And Chip.
We're continuing the Ladies' Week, and this is from...
This one I've been looking forward to ever since we had the Lindsay interview.
Yeah, this
when
is...
we interviewed Lindsay Schoolcraft.
This is the band that changed the world. Kittie, I'm telling you, when these girls came on the scene, it was...
Really?
People were like, what the fuck is going on?
Really?
Yeah, they
don't
just...
get my hopes up. I hope I like it.
They just came with some... It was just... You know, initially, like, oh, this is gimmicky. It's a bunch of girls. But it was new metal, and it was, you know, Incubus, Korn, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit was still around. And then these girls showed up. Some down-tuned guitars.
Good for them.
They're like, hold my beer, motherfuckers. They were too young to drink any beer.
Oh. How old were they?
But they were... And they were 15, 16.
What?
When they first started out, yeah. It was real shit. So,
Okay.
the name of the record is Spit. The name of the band is Kittie. The name of the song is Brackish.
Okay.
This is a classic...
I'm like really, really wanting to start this, so...
Okay.
Okay, if you can hold your questions till the end, sir.
Look at your face, scarred in dismay. But times have changed, and so have you. I think I'd rather crucify that I'd like to take you down and show you deep inside my life, my inner workings. So smell and lack of inner pride to touch upon the surface is not for what it seems. I take away my problems, but only
What a terrible woman. I can tell immediately you're not going to support my band.
Yeah.
They're
Now
15,
you know how
16.
the people feel when I don't like their stuff.
Well, this is different. This is a groundbreaking band. What's wrong with you?
I don't
What
know.
happened?
First of all, I think you built it up way too big. And was it the audio from this particular version? It sounded like She was singing over a bad microphone or over the phone or something.
Oh, it's new metal, man. You know.
Oh, this wasn't sound that way.
Be strong.
I think I'm disappointed.
You didn't like it? How could you not? What did you think of the message of the song?
I couldn't understand it because I expected it to be a lyric video and then it wasn't. And then you got I don't know what happened. You had no lyrics up there. There was a lot of things. You know, the cards were stacked against you, buddy. Sorry about that. Now you know how people feel.
No,
when they say she was distracted, that's why she couldn't enjoy it.
This is completely different. Your lack of ability to aren't women supposed to be able to multitask?
See, you're gonna insult me because I don't like your band.
No, I'm not insulting you. Kittie is not my band. Korn is my band.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
You're like, I couldn't read the thing because I don't multitask. She's not
There was
scared
a
to die.
few things, that I liked in there.
Don't you think it was a positive message for the girls, for the ladies?
What, she's not afraid to die?
No, take so much away from inside you, make no sense, I can't guide you, eat your fucking shoulder to lean on. Be strong.
I can't guide you. You're strong. Sit and watch me burn.
Sit and watch me burn. Crucify then learn. So she's singing, crucify then learn.
Which one was doing
and then,
that?
And then her, it's that little Asian lady.
I knew
the,
it.
The young Asian
gotta
lady.
Be that Asian girl.
Why?
Because you look at them and I'm like, that sound I don't think could come from anyone, but I think it could come from her.
She's like,
Yeah.
You know, I never knew what she was saying. All I knew was be strong. So that was cool.
Yep.
And then I remember shoulder to lean on, but other than that, I didn't know anything. So look at the lyrics.
Okay.
Take so much away from inside you, make no sense, you know he can't guide you. He's your fucking shoulder to lean on, be strong.
Who's he?
Probably some dude.
Okay. But he's your shoulder to lean on, but at the same time he's taking you from yourself?
Yeah, like it's this. I think it's about a girl that's in a relationship, like feels dependent on this guy, but at the same time, like he's taking away from her.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep.
But he's your shoulder to lean on, and they're saying, "Fucking be strong. Stop, leaning on this guy. Stop relying on this guy so much. Be strong. Be your."
When it says sit and watch me burn.
That's what the guy is doing.
Oh.
Right, like he's just watching her like bust
Yeah.
or whatever, but he's but the chorus is saying, be strong, like get out of that situation. You don't need him, like stand on your own 2 feet, home girl.
Yeah, I think that's a good message, especially for women.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a good band.
No.
She's taught to believe that it'll be okay. Look at your face, scarred in dismay. Now times have changed and so have you. I think I'd rather crucify than learn. She'd rather go through the pain of being in this terrible relationship
Than actually leaving.
than learn from it and being stronger and moving on.
Yeah, that is the story for so many women. Yep.
Why are you looking that way?
Well, because I definitely think that,
Why?
that's what a lot of us do. You don't want to experience the pain of leaving the situation that's not good. But, and I've seen it so many times with them, like, and when you're like not in the relationship, it's very easy to say, you need to get out of that relationship, obviously.
Right.
Drop him.
Right. There's so many dudes that are like, Sori needs to get away from that relationship with Vin.
They do?
Come to my place.
Stop it. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm your shoulder to lean on.
Yeah.
I'd like to take you down and show you the deep inside my life, my inner working to smell and lack of inner pride.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because if you're allowing yourself to go through that, there's a lack of pride there.
Well, yeah.
Shouldn't pride tell you to...
Yeah, like where's your... this is actually...
situation? I'm drinking from my jar.
This is actually one of the few times where like...
Pride is good.
The ego works in your favor.
Yeah.
Because, at some level, the ego says, "Wait a second, motherfucker! You
Yeah,
can't
I'm
talk
not
to
gonna
me
do
like
this."
that. You can't treat me like
Right? You can't say that in front of my kids.
that." And then you go do jihad, right?
Cool.
So I think it's a good message, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, get these girls to be empowered and say, you know, you don't need a dude. Is this a thing? Like when you were 15, 16, did you feel like you needed a guy like to complete yourself?
You know what? I bet you think you know the answer to what I'm gonna say.
No, I don't, Sweets. That's why I asked you.
Oh, I thought that you would say that I would have said definitely. Like, I always wanted to get married. That was like, to me, like, but no, like, I saw girls who like needed their man so badly they couldn't function. And I'm like, I never want to be like that type of person. And I wanted to be like an independent, strong woman that, you know, if I get married, cool. If not, that was okay too. I didn't even know if I was going to get married. I knew that I would want to get married.
Why is that?
Because I wanted to do missionary work overseas, and I wanted to actually work in an orphanage. And to be honest with you, I just didn't think that a man could handle the kind of life that I was going to live, because they're so, in my opinion, men didn't seem very strong to me. Like they just pussy out on so much stuff that I'm like, okay, they're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to handle that. Blah blah blah.
So you want to be married so that you?
No, I wanted to be married, but I didn't think I would be able to be married because I wanted to do the missionary stuff and work in the orphanage. And you're in dangerous situations. Some of them, well, particular one that I was looking at was it was a dangerous spot where you couldn't even tell your family where you were going because it was so dangerous. So, but the kids were really they were not being cared for. It was a really, really terrible situation. So, but, you know, when you're in a situation like that and you're single, it's easier. I would assume, because I never went, so I don't know, but I would assume it would be easier if you're single because you don't have to worry about somebody else, you know. Where is he? Is he okay? Is he worrying about me? Blah, blah, blah. You're not. You're there with a crew of people, and everybody assumes, you know, the dangers when they go.
So you didn't want to get married because...
I didn't think that a guy was going to be able to roll with me as much as I wanted to get done. I didn't think they were going to be able to do it. And I didn't want to drag anybody along with me. Enough time for that.
I see.
What? Yeah, I thought I had to pick one or the other. And the other thing too is like when you want to do something and you have to, is that cool with you? You want to do that? What else? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you feel that more than I do. Like now I'm like a different person. Friggin', what the hell is wrong with me? Anyway, but yeah. So you feel that. I don't feel that so much. I feel more like the opposite side of that.
The opposite side of what?
That feeling, like before I thought that I was going to be the one that wanted to be like, oh, all these craziness and stuff. And I'm like, slow down, Vin. Let's not get too carried away. Don't.
Oh, now you're the one, you're the holder backer.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
But that's all right. So you can't relate to this song because you were never this person?
No, I'm not saying that. Like now I think that I'm more of a person that could be in a situation that would be kind of sideways but stay, because I don't want to crucify myself on the way out. Like,
no, I think she's saying crucify then learn. Like she's saying she's basically dealing with the pain. Like the guy is crucifying her, but she's not learning the lesson.
She was leaving.
She's not learning the lesson that you need to get the fuck out of this crazy relationship. She's gonna let herself get crucified.
I don't think that I would stay in a situation like that. I don't think I would. Especially not now.
Well,
now
now
how I am now.
No.
Like before, I think that I stayed a bit longer than, but now I think that my tolerance level is friggin' fucking fuse.
Very low.
Yes.
And that's good. Don't you think?
I guess. I don't know, though, because then it kind of puts me in a situation where when your tolerance level is super low, it doesn't really take much before you're like, wait a minute. Like you're always thinking, wait a minute. And then then I kind of see the whole situation. I'm like, oh, it's different than I thought.
Well, Yeah, to me, having 2 girls, I'd much rather their tolerance level be too low than too high.
I
wouldn't rather, because there's something, especially in evangelical culture where the word crucify is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's almost like if you're in a bad, terrible relationship and, it's like, and you're getting abused, like it's this badge of honor to stay and let yourself get abused, and there's...
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
and,
For
I
sure.
think society is kind of structured in such a way that, women get trophies for allowing themselves to be abused. I mean, I think, post third wave feminism, maybe not, but at least evangelicalism hasn't caught up to that yet at all.
Well, I think that they, for some reason, they admire false reconciliation. Like,
Yeah.
if the reconciliation,
Yeah.
true reconciliation is, both parties or the offending party, like, stops doing what they're doing and you pull the things back together and you make it work. It's not that one party pretends that nothing's happening to them and then the other party continues on in their merry way and you, like, go stand side by side in church together when everything's not right. But if you do that and you stand side by side in church even though everything's not good, yay,
Yeah, it takes so much away from inside you. Like, I think that's a very insightful line for a 15, 16-year-old to write.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they were so young.
Makes no sense. He can't guide you.
But you know what? When I was 15 or 16, that's when it was easy to see, like, these bad relationships all around you. You know what I mean? Maybe they'd seen them. Maybe they weren't in them. Maybe they were seeing them. So it's easier to...
Relationships are supposed to be, like, life-giving, and you're supposed to grow together. A person's not supposed to be, like, deleting your soul.
Right.
Like, they're supposed to be adding to you. And I think that's one of the ways, like, you can gauge whether or not you're in a healthy relationship. Is, like, is a person, like... sucking I was in a situation where a person was just like constantly sucking the life out of me, but I thought it was different for me because I was trying to like maintain this commitment and save the person. But like that's a very interesting gauge. Like, is the person like constantly taking out of you, like depleting you? And it's not like, but it's interesting, like he's taking away, but he's also her shoulder to lean on. That's a very ironic dynamic in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you would figure that...
But I think that feels kind of accurate.
What do you mean?
Like, if the guy was only taking from her and there was nothing that he was offering to her, then it would be easier
He was offering his shoulder.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But there was something that she was getting from him. But a shoulder to cry on... I mean, friggin', why is she crying? Is it because of him? You know what I'm saying?
It's like, cigarettes. Like, the more you smoke, the more you crave them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, the cigarette's my best friend.
Yeah.
Because it's healing me. Yeah.
Right.
What is causing the drive to smoke, sir?
Right.
Ma'am.
Well, and you see, like, in a lot of, like, abusive situations where, the guy will get all abusive and then, like, he gets really nice after.
Huh. Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, then he, like, and then she's upset about it or whatever, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like...
Yeah, and of course, the other side of it is like there's lots of situations where, we talked about this in the Evanescence video where, like, I was like, man, she's putting way too much stock in this guy. Like, she's deifying this dude. This is not healthy.
Right.
And she was a grown woman. And here these 15-year-old girls saying, don't do that!
Yeah.
Be strong!
Yeah.
Find it within yourself. Stop looking for a dude to do that. Like, that's a pretty crazy, like, juxtaposition if you put those things side by side.
Yeah.
So I think that these girls were incredibly insightful. And I do think there's, and it's not just men to women do it too, but, like, there's something to be said about a person who's constantly putting you in a state of dependence so that you then become the shoulder that they lean on. So it's a cyclical thing where they end up always becoming, a lot of the, and we can delete this, but a lot of the fights we've had is me saying, just stand on your own 2 feet and stop coming to me for stuff. And You know, it's not because I don't want to help you. It's just that, you know, I want you to be. Mm-hmm. And some of the, you know, you're an uncommonly strong, intelligent person. So it's like I don't want to see that get wasted either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it, you know, it's hard to, like, what's your perspective when that's going on?
Well, I kind of feel like it's just a phase of my life.
Right.
Because at my core, I don't want to need you to help me with stuff or answer this question or help me with whatever. Like,
right.
I want to do things on my own and stuff. But there's been so many transitions, you know, over the last year, and it's been such a difficult time. And, like, I still haven't found a way to manage my stress and manage, you know, the thoughts and the feelings that come up. And so I think that sometimes I just get overwhelmed by that. So then I'm just on overload because I'm trying to, like, figure and balance myself in other ways. So then there's something that I'm like, oh, Vin will answer this question real fast, and then I don't have to expel all that energy on that one thing.
Because you're channeling it.
Because I'm channeling it, trying to figure out other things and trying to balance, you know. I went from 1 kid to 4 kids, you know, trying to balance, like, am I giving my, you know, my daughter that was only by herself all the time enough attention while not neglecting the other 3 who really need me. So just trying to balance that and make everybody, you know, and you know, we got the YouTube, we got a lot of things going on, you know. So I think that's what happens. So, but I understand what you're doing, like, and I remember, like, years ago we were at, like, this thing, and I remember you saying that husbands were supposed to, like, basically, like help their wives grow in such a way that their wife could, like, live without them if they died. Like, you don't want it in such a way that if the husband dies, the wife's like, I don't know what to do. Like, she has nowhere to go. No, she has no, like, whatever. She doesn't know anything. So I think that, and I always thought that was really cool. So, but I feel like that you do that. Like, I feel like that you prepare me to, like, you know, stand on my own 2 feet, do what I need to do, and accomplish what I need to accomplish. But naturally, myself, I'm like that. But I think that this phase is not, because I don't think that's what you've seen from me the whole time you've known me. And that's a relatively new development.
Right.
So, new as in comparing to everything, but it's been since everything.
So you're saying I should help you more in this phase, is what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, it's such an interesting balance between.
I know, I feel like I'm struggling a lot, like, to get everything, like, to, and then there's, like, things that I want to deal with. FYI, I'm a very controlling person. You can't find any shit on YouTube to learn about how not to be controlling either. They only talk about people that are being controlled by a controlling person. What to do if you're that person. Well, what if you're the controlling person and you realize you are? What then? So I'm starting my journey. In a year, I'll do a conference for you guys. You got all you friggin' controlling people, but most of them probably don't know. Anyway, maybe they do know, and they just don't know what to do about it. Anyway, so I don't even know where I was going with that. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for that.
I can't remember where I was going.
Yeah, I mean, no, I was just saying, like, the balance.
Oh, I was gonna say that's what I want to do, is I want to work on not being a controlling person, but I feel like my bandwidth is so, like, I'm so, like, I've got too many things going on to actually really be able to focus in on that. Mm-hmm. But I think that we should always grow and develop as a person. So I'd like to go to the next level.
So you'd want more help from me so that you don't have to think about the other stuff, so that you can work on that stuff.
Well, I think, but I don't know. I don't know. You don't know when you're in the middle of a situation. You think you know what's best, but you really don't, because you're, like, you know, you're in a spot, and then, like, a year or 2 later, like, sometimes people say these horrible events happen to them in their life, and they're like, wow, that was, like, such a time of growth for me. I don't know, maybe I'm in the middle of a growth and I don't realize it.
I think you've grown a lot. Like, 3 years ago, you'd have never said that you were a controlling person.
No, I didn't realize I was. Yeah, so I guess that's a mark of growth.
I think that's the point of the song, right? Is that, like, to find your own inner strength, and you've displayed a lot of inner strength in the various situations that we've had to go through in the last year.
There's been so many.
And I do think there's a line. I don't think the line is, you know, the song is saying don't, you know, rely at all on your significant other Or
No, I don't think they're
I don't
saying
think
that
it's
either.
like saying you completely don't need a man, but I think what it's saying is, because I mean you're in a relationship for mutuality and support. Like I need you to support me, you know. There's a lot of times I'm like, hey, sorry, I need a friend, or we talk or whatever. Or, you know, I'm an insomniac, so you stay up with me because you'd rather be sleeping, but you know that I'm gonna be up, you know, with my thoughts and all that, so you stay up and keep me company and all that. So like we both rely on each other, you know. It's just a matter of like there's that line, and of course as Christians it's like, okay, like God first and then your, you know, significant other and all that. So yeah, so I think the message is good if you put it in the right context. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's a very empowering message, and I love the "Be strong." I always like that, like they're all like 5'3", you know, they're all like really small, but like they're all, but you know,
Well, I
it's
kept
like,
thinking I wish I was watching the live video
yeah,
because I would have wanted to see them in action.
yeah. Be strong. So anyway, you know that always, I was like, oh, look at those girls, girl power.
Yeah, but you've always been a supporter of that.
Of what?
Or at least as long as I've known you, you've been
What?
a supporter of, like, you know, women like taking control of
Oh
themselves.
hell yeah,
you know,
yeah. That's my mom.
be
You know,
strong,
my mom
yeah.
was my hero. She didn't take shit from nobody. So that was my role model, man. Mm-hmm. My mom was doing metal. That's the shit that she would say, you know, like, be strong. I always wish like I had a sister so I could have seen my mom like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yep.
bring up because I'll tell you what, that girl would have been a bad ass. She would have fucked up the planet. For sure. For sure. Anyway, shout out to my mom. All right, what do you give the song?
Oh. I feel like I don't want to do this with the nice people.
Just go ahead. They're all millionaires.
Babe, I'm sorry, it's a 6.
They're all millionaires
For
now.
me.
Oh, it's fine. Please.
Aw.
She has $6 million. How much money do you have?
Look at him.
Nothing.
You don't
You're-
like, no,
you're-
you don't like it all.
You're poor. Unhand me.
What do you give it?
A 9.5.
What in the world?
Only
There's
reason
no
it's not
way.
a 10 because it's a 3-minute song.
Are you
You should have added a
serious?
cheap little breakdown.
Say
Kitty.
wallahi, this is a 9.5.
Yeah, just give it a 9.5. The people heard it.
Say wallahi,
The
it's
good
a 9.5.
people of the village. Wallahi,
Say-
it's a 9.5.
What?
Wallahi, Bilatilla, it's a 9.5.
Oh, what gives it a 9.5?
A good message, good metal, good vocals. Sit and watch me burn. Be strong. 9.5.
That's a 6 for me.
All right. Been out.
Sorry out.
Gone.
Touch upon the surface is not for what it seems. I take away my problems.